For those of you that are just joining, and then we're currently running the 6 hours at Watkins Glen. We are at the moment. We are, as you can see now, just a little over 4 hours in, so more than halfway. So much of the race has settled down now. Everybody is probably looking to finish, or if they're in battle with somebody else for position, they're probably going to fight for a position. Obviously that is going to be the case for some drivers. We unfortunately had a first lap incident. So our race was effectively over with regard to trying to win from the very get-go. But I wanted to have a look at this incident that's happened around about 15 minutes ago. Noticed some conversation going on. Somebody didn't seem very happy about somebody respecting a blue flag. And they seemed to get their words wrong with what a blue flag means. Then the issue is with a lot of drivers, particularly in sim racing, is that they think that the rule in Formula 1, they always use as a guideline for everything. But if they actually read the actual regulation with it, is that they actually have got it wrong. What they should actually be looking at is the ruling with GT racing. So the ruling with GT racing, different to F1, is that in Formula 1, their blue flag ruling means, faster car behind you, allow them past. It doesn't say anything about, like, you have to move offline, but they say to you that you need to slow down to allow a faster car through. They say that because it's a safety measure, because the speed of Formula 1 cars are so high, so drastic, and one wrong maneuver can be catastrophic consequences. Even in the modern era. Bear in mind, we're in 2023. We're not in the likes of, the 80s or 90s where, yes, there was a few, every now and then you'd still get a death in a race, regrettably. But, the standards in Formula 1 are obviously so high with regards to safety now. But it still can happen. That is why you have these safety measures put in, like a virtual safety car to allow a safety truck to get onto the tracks, and that way the race can still effectively run, but a safety truck can get onto the track, remove the car that is stranded on the track, and then as soon as it's removed, they can get onto racing straight away. That is the reason why it came in there. So with this blue flag situation we're going to have a look at is this GT3 car has been on track. You can see over to your right that there's a GT3 car as well, multiple laps down, just exiting pit lane. Now, the trajectory of the track between the two cars is that the Ferrari that is coming out of pit lane is going to come out basically to have this Porsche that we're looking at behind and to the left. So I'm going to play it now for you, so that you can make your own judgment on this. As you can see, it comes through the corner normally. The Ferrari joins onto the track. Now watch what this Porsche does. This Porsche moves across. Now bear in mind, this Ferrari that he's made contact with has just come out of pit lane. So he's literally getting up to speed. He's got cold tyres. He's got possibly cold brakes as well, because he's not used his brake pedal in a while. And he's got a complete full tank of fuel. Obviously, I don't know how long this car is into its stint. It won't show me now because he's done a pit stop since, because obviously he's repaired his car. Now, under the opinion of one of this driver's teammates, is that this Ferrari should be moving out of the way. Now, until he crosses this blue line, he has to stay within this yellow line. If he comes across this yellow line, he gets a stop and hold penalty for, I believe, 40 seconds. Until he crosses this blue line here, he has to stay here. He does. As he's coming out, obviously he's seen this Porsche here. So he's wanting to keep on. He wants to keep his speed up. He does. But he also wants to keep out of the way. Under my opinion, we'll go on to the Ferrari now. So you can say he maybe has moved a little bit over to the left, but he's not even kept the accelerator fully on, but he's kept a trajectory that he's staying to one side of the track. So he's given the entire track of the other side to a car that is multiple laps ahead of him. So he has effectively actually given way, which he doesn't have to until effectively they're alongside of each other, which then there is a rule that does say that there at that point you should facilitate the position. What it means by facilitating the position, effectively giving the priority position to the car that is lapping you. So obviously this has happened, but under the opinion of one of this driver's teammates is that this car should be getting out of the way. I don't know how you get any further out of the way than this. I really don't. You're on one edge of the track the entire time, and this car is the one that has moved across the track. Obviously to take the racing line, but this car is there. It can't just move out of the way. It can't just suddenly go, oh, I'm not there. It can't do that. You know, maybe in, like, you know, some of the old, some Formula 1 games, if you're racing online, maybe GT7 or Forza, but, you know, that is why, you know, to my opinion, like, obviously, like, years ago you could have called them simulators, but nowadays they're nothing more than arcades, to me, personally. You know, like, iRacing is a simulator for a reason. You know, this car is not just going to magically disappear. I don't know why this guy is thinking that this guy should just literally give way. Like, at this point, yes, he's already facilitating the position effectively. He's just come out of pit lane. He's getting up to speed. This car is going faster nevertheless. But what the problem is here, why is this Porsche moving across? To try and get a shorter line? Yes, but he's caused an accident. He has. Quite clear and shut. You can only put the blame on this Porsche, in my opinion, for this collision between the two. Under the opinion of one of this guy's teammates, is that he should be completely getting out of the way. But he did. Let me see if I can try and get up the chat. So basically, like, obviously apologies for some of the language used in this. So basically, after this has happened, he's obviously directing this to this person, which I would never recommend doing in a public chat, by the way. It is the first, it's the number one reason to how somebody gets chat banned. It is. But he says, Matt Canton, which is the driver driving the other car, he's saying, F you, idiot. And then obviously Garrett, who I believe is one of Matt Canton's teammates, has said, you turned in like we weren't there. Which is correct. He did turn in like as if he wasn't there. This is exactly how we got taken out on the first lap, by the way. It's the exact same thing. We got turned into as if we weren't there. So we've personally had this exact same type of incident. Bear in mind, we're all racing for position, obviously, because obviously how can you go a lap down to a car that's on lap 1? So you were turning laps down, effing, you know, I won't repeat that one. It is, you know, but you can see there is quite some vulgar language there is, unfortunately. So, you know, but yeah, this guy writes as if he's not, you know, he's not even allowed to be on track, which to me is a complete disrespect. It is to a fellow driver. You know, we all pay for a service. We do. We pay an annual fee, whether it is every month, every 3 months, every year, every 2 years, you know, for iRacing. And iRacing is not cheap. You know, you do pay a decent amount of money. On top of that, you obviously have to buy content, you know, brand new cars. The brand new Porsche GT3 car has only recently come out, as well as the Cadillac GTP car. But you pay content for different cars, different tracks, as well as paying a subscription fee. Everybody pays for that. They're entitled to be on the track. you know, as long as they behave themselves. If anything, I would say at this moment that somebody shouldn't be on this track is this guy for his language. You know, it is a very clear and sharp way to how you can not just get chat banned, but banned overall. You know, whether it's temporarily or permanently. So, a bit unfortunate we still, in 2023, we do still have some of these type of drivers. Like, you can see I did reply to him just to explain to him, you know, like, this is the rule of the blue flag, because I am very highly experienced. I've now been on iRacing for 5 years. So I can say that I have a wide range of experience in different cars, different disciplines, different tracks. So I feel like I can actually say, as a more experienced driver, you know, what is right and what is wrong. You know, I'm not perfect by any means. You know, it goes show by my iRacing, I'm only 2.5k. You know, but a lot of drivers will say that's actually pretty good in nowadays and in 2023 because of how popular sim racing is as a whole. So, but yeah, have a discussion in the comments if you'd like to, but obviously keep it civilized. Obviously, again, apologies for a little bit of language obviously used in the chat that you can see. Obviously, there are some drivers that like to use that type of language for some strange reason. I have no idea why. But yeah, like, we've got about another hour and a half to go in the 6 hours at the Glen. This will get uploaded over the weekend, so if you do appreciate that, please do give it a like on the video. It does help out a lot. And if you do wish to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, then please do that as well. But obviously consider as well, and please coming over to my Twitch stream as well. We are actually streaming right now, as a matter of fact. This has just come out of the blue, which obviously with the way that I want to go with regards to educational content, I felt like this was possibly something that's very worthwhile, of how to approach an incident, of how I feel with this given situation, but also of how somebody may respond. And you know, that nobody's perfect by any means, but you know when to draw the line. You know, and one person has, unfortunately, I honestly feel, has passed that. So I'm going to leave it there. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys next time.